Ta-da! Hi, I'm Donnie Mercado. I couldn't help myself but do that. Some of you know me as Miss Donnie. I'm slowly releasing over 99 lesson plans that I have had hidden. Right now you're looking at TADA Acting Studio. I have a lot of YouTube channels, but this was the very first. The very first where I ever taught anything that had anything remotely to do about acting. Bella wants to talk to us. I had an in-person acting studio in Tehachapi, California called Tehachapi Academy of Dramatic Arts. And over time, I was teaching in person here, and I had teaching artists teaching for me, so I would pre-record these. Let's look at them. Look at this long list, okay? So many! So consider this your announcement that today I'm releasing a free sample acting class that's linked. I recommend. Step 2, analyze your script. Analyze your script. Next, I'm going to give you a whole list of how to analyze your script. I'll tack that on to the end of this lesson. So let's learn some words first, all right? If you're new to this, you might not even know what cold read is. What's a cold read? A cold read is when you bring the script to life, even though you don't have it memorized yet, all right? Sometimes when you're in class, or let's say you even go to an audition and you're there to audition for a specific role. They might love your style and your acting, but maybe you don't even know that 10 minutes ago they already decided that who they were going to cast in that part that you're here to audition for. It happens. You're still there to audition. They fall in love with you. So you might be handed a script and said, oh, can you work on this and come back and do this? Then what? You haven't worked on it. This isn't the one you memorized or worked on at home. So that's when your cold reading skills come into play. One thing that I teach in my classes, I don't have really a piece of paper that would be appropriate to hold up on camera right now, but the whole goal of cold reading, like you see how I'm looking in your eyes right now? See? You don't want to be down like this the whole time, or else they're just going to look at the top of your head. So you want to be up into the camera as often as possible, or up into the casting director's eyes as often as possible. If they have said to play to them, you always want to ask. If it's commercial, you a lot of times do look directly into the eye of the camera. If it's a scene, you would pick a spot just off there and see the person, actually put a face on the person you're talking to. Or if there's a reader, the reader is the person who reads opposite you. Look at them if you're instructed to do that. Or if it's a theater audition, theatrical as in for a play. I love putting the person that I'm talking to above the people's heads that I'm auditioning for. Or maybe you're on stage auditioning. Put them out into the house. The house is where the audience sits and you'll be on stage. So yeah, that's a little trick for cold reading. And you hold your script up, not so that it hides your face, but just low enough to where you look at it and back up, okay? And you can follow along with your finger when you're cold reading so that you find your spot. Find your spot and look back up. And if you have time, if you're outside looking at it, saying it again and again, and you know, oh, I tend to forget that one part because you didn't have time to really do your actor breakdown tools on it yet, right? Because you just got it. I would circle the part I tend to forget. Or at the very least, I'm going to go on over, like, breaking it down into a beginning, middle, and end. At the very least, I would do that. Have big 3 lines. And know that in the beginning, I'm going to give a different energy. I'm going to feel different in that section of the story. I know I'm skipping ahead, but I wanted to tell you this now, that if you make a line as though it's 3 sections of a story, because every script, monologue, commercial is a story, then you can just find that, okay, I'm at the middle now, and back up. All right, sides. The section of the script you are using to audition. You're not given the whole thing. They don't give you like this whole binder of a script of the play or the actual episode. You're given a few pages. Read them all, every single one, not just your lines, all of it, the stage directions, the other people's lines. Adjustment. Here's something I want you to understand. What does this mean? Adjustment is a redirection by the director or the person you're reading for. That's an adjustment. And it's not necessarily bad. Don't shrink into yourself and say, oh my God, I'm horrible. They adjusted me. No, sometimes it's just because you need to remain directable on a set or play or whatever it is you're doing. They want to know that if they hire you, you're not just a one-note actor who learned it the way that you learned it and you can't do it any other way. I have a whole series of 6 mistakes I've made in my acting career and how you can avoid them. I'll give you one right now. I once had it so ingrained in my body that I could not say the lines a different way. And years later, it dawned on me, oh, every time they were redirecting me, they were just trying to get me to show a different energy. I mean, it could be as simple as different punctuation or different emotions or different attitudes. It's that simple, but don't get it so locked in that if you're redirected or adjusted that you can't do it. Do your homework, but don't let it show. I'm going to show you a whole breakdown system that I personally have used for years, and it's getting more layered because I went back into the business professionally in 2020 and 2021. I'm studying with some really top people, and I'll tell you who those are when you study with me. And I straight out give you links to go study with them when you're more advanced or even now. I'm going to show you how to break down a script, how to get any script. When you study with me, you'll know what to do. There are steps that I'll teach you. One of which, read it out loud a bunch of times. Another one, find the beginning, middle, and end. And I literally want you to put a big line in that section on the page. Print it. Good old-fashioned printing. Good old-fashioned printing. Print it and do that. I want you to know your W's. Who are you? Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you talking to? Why? What do you want? Those are all the W's. Many more things that will help you break down your script. How you feel in each section about what's going on, what you're trying to convey to the person you're talking to, or make them understand, or how do you feel about them? It changes from beginning to end. All of that, all right? That is all known as breaking down your script. And there are some other tricks to the trade that I have learned from my MFA years, some Stanislavski things, some things that are becoming part of me from my current mentors. We will do all of that together. But once your script is all scribbled on, don't take it in all scribbled on like that. Here's a tip for you. I once studied with a very famous casting director in LA, and she became my coach for a little while. And she gave me something to cold read. I just told you what that is. And I worked on it, and I came in and I did my work, and she said, oh, that's great. I don't have to adjust you very much at all. I just told you about what that means, right? And she said, oh, I'm so glad. You know, I don't really trust actors who have to scribble all over their script. I thought, I have to show you my script. And I did. She says, oh, I stand corrected. So she was awesome. I love her. I'm just telling you that story because of the fact that you don't want to come in with it all scribbled on just in case the person you're auditioning for has that same frame of mind where they think, she's over-rehearsed. No, take in a clean copy and just do your beginning, middle, and end lines. And like I told you before, if you tend to forget something, that's the part I would have circled. Because if you're still doing the homework in the room, then it's too late by then. You have to do all this way in advance, okay? Don't let your homework show. Just let it go, live and breathe in the moment, and they'll love you. List of tools. Now for this, I have to put my glasses back on. I cannot see. Okay. Read the entire script. Character investigation. I just told you some of these things. What do I say about me? What do others say about me? What do the stage directions say about me? Is each true or false? So I learned this in doing theater for many years, but I want to tell you something. For television and film and commercials, everything that you see about yourself, take it as truth because the author wrote it. So do it the way they wrote it. Sometimes in a full-length play where we were brought with, we were encouraged to fill in our backstory, then that's why that question is there. Is each true or false? That affects whether or not the person saying something about you in the last scene was lying about you. But so that came from my undergraduate school years. What do I say about me? I don't know. Do I say, oh, I'm such in a bad mood today? Well, take that as truth. Be in a bad mood. Read it out loud. Out loud is important because it's going to get in your mind, body, soul, your mouth. Don't just sit there and mumble and say it to yourself. That's not going to do you any good. Don't let the first time you ever say this script out loud be in front of casting people because you will get nervous. I still get nervous. We all get nervous. And what happens when that happens is your heart starts racing and you can't remember, and practice. And actually it's called rehearse for us. Rehearse. Rehearsal is practice for actors. Read it out loud and rehearse it out loud. I just told you about this. Find the beginning, middle, and end of the scene. In my script breakdown, I'll teach you how to find the transitions. That is how you find where the story changes from beginning, middle, and end. Okay? Think of it like music. It's when the tempo changes, or somebody enters or exits, or there's action going on, or some huge emotion happened, or you all change the subject. Those are your transitions. Okay? And yeah, more on that later. Number 5, I already talked to you about this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Who are you? Where are you? What do you want? Who are you talking to? In a theatrical audition for a play, imagine the person the character is speaking to above the audience's head, above the house's, you know what I'm saying. So let me rephrase that. If you are the person I'm auditioning for right now, and it's a theatrical, as in for a play audition, I'm going to put them above your head. And I'm on stage right now auditioning, and I'm looking out there and seeing them. Okay, I already went over those are called sight lines, where you look. All right? Rewind if you missed that part. Who are you talking to? Very specifically, just not a teacher, but you can even put my face in your mind as the teacher you're talking to. Be very specific, because it will change the look on your face, what comes out of your mouth sounding real. Don't be talking to an imaginary, vague person. It will sound vague if you are. Imagine somebody right now. Hey, Phoebe, right now I'm talking to Phoebe. She's right there in the camera. She's one of my students. If she sees this, she'll get a chuckle out of that. So I already told you this in a theatrical audition, an on-camera audition. Play to the reader. That's the person that you are reading opposite. Look in their eyes. Literally look in their eyes. If you are told to read to the reader, look in their eyes. But don't be thrown that they might not be giving you any acting back. You know, you just act as though they are giving you what you need from the other person. Because sometimes the casting director is reading opposite you, or they hire a reader who maybe isn't fully invested the way you are, because they already have a job. They're the reader. You're there to get cast as the actor. So don't let it throw you. You just do your work in the moment, in the reality of the scene, the way you have prepared it. And if they do give you something, that's gold. Take it in and let it change you in the moment, if it's appropriate for the scene. Unless you're asked to look directly into the camera, which is rare. That's mostly commercials. Or a slate. A slate is, hi, I'm Donnie Mercado. That's a slate. Your full name. What's next? Write out your choices. Literally get a pen or pencil out and make these choices in writing on your script. What am I referring to as choices? How I am using my words to affect the other person at that moment. They're not random, people. They are coming directly from the script. I'll talk to you about all of that more in my upcoming Stanislavski for Kids program that will be animated. And if you are a seasoned actor, you already know what I'm talking about. So do that. Be brave. Oh, most of all, be brave, because, you know, I just created a little video that I'm going to post on my Instagram channel. It's not a channel. YouTube is a channel. On my Instagram page. Yeah. I just made a little video about towards the end of the year, and I'm recording this right now towards the end of 2021. At the end of every year is when you make all these New Year's resolutions, right? If you're older, if you're a kid, you watch your parents do this, but to sort of reinvent yourself. What am I going to do better? What am I going to do? Just be brave. Be you. Don't reinvent you. Be you. If you have not been putting in the work for your dream of dreams, your heart of hearts, which is acting, then yeah, change that. Show up every day. This seems like a lot. It is. I'm purposely giving you a lot as this sample class. What I want you to do is really bring you to the table. Be brave and know that they are on your side. What I have learned in 2020 and 2021 more than anything else is that everybody in the room just wants the real you. Because the way you do a character is not going to be the same way that I would do it, or the same way that my BFF would do it. We're not competing against each other. None of us. Because nobody else is us. So Do your homework, investigate the character, put yourself in their shoes. There's a difference between doing a great performance and acting it, living it, breathe life into it. It's your job as an actor to breathe life into it. That's what we pay the big bucks and sit down and watch TVs and movies for. I challenge you to do that. All right. Now, don't let your homework show. I already told you that. Have a clean copy and bring that in. This is me. This is how you find me. TADAactingstudio.com. If you learned even one thing today, absolutely give me a comment and tell me what it was. I'd love to know. Next, watch the playlist that is linked or hit the notify me button because the next one that is being released is probably on the screen right now. See you there.